What if the most powerful songs in the world weren't the ones that exploded once and disappeared, but the ones that stayed? What if a melody could quietly follow you through seasons of your life, through change, distance, waiting, and still feel just as close when you return to it? Because right now, Jimin is doing something that almost never happens. While the industry moves fast, new releases every week, new names every day, his song Who refuses to leave. Released in July 2024, Who just claimed the World Song Award for the 15th time. 15. Not weeks, not moments, but victories spread across time, earned through memory, loyalty, and emotion. More than 101,000 votes were cast this time alone. And the most astonishing part? This happened 1 year and 6 months after the song was released. Think about that. In a world obsessed with what's next, people are still choosing this song, still returning to it, still pressing play, not out of habit but out of feeling. Because Who doesn't try to impress you? It doesn't scream for attention. It asks a question that lingers long after the music ends. Who do you become when love changes you? Who remains when everything else fades? That quiet honesty is why fans around the world haven't let go. And this moment didn't appear out of nowhere. Jimin has been building this story for years. From Filter, which first introduced his individual color on a global stage, to the emotional intensity of With You, to the explosive vulnerability of Set Me Free 22, and the aching sincerity of Like Crazy. 14 months at the top, 7 consecutive months, different eras, different sounds. Same result. Connection. By January 2026, Jimin once again stands at number 1, not because he chased the spotlight, but because the spotlight followed him. And while his music continues to dominate charts quietly, another scene unfolded that felt just as symbolic. Late on the night of February 2nd, Incheon International Airport transformed. Fans arrived early, some waited all day, some traveled far. All of them carried the same feeling, anticipation mixed with disbelief. Because this time, it wasn't just one member, it was all 7. One by one, the arrivals began. Luxury vehicles rolled in like frames from a movie, each entrance reflecting a distinct presence, a different energy, a familiar soul. There were moments of grandeur, moments that made people stop and stare. And then there were moments that made people breathe again. When Jimin arrived, he didn't need spectacle. He stepped out beside Suga, smiling, that soft, genuine smile that fans had missed more than they realized. No rush, no distance, just warmth. In that brief exchange of glances between artist and audience, years of waiting collapsed into seconds. Because this wasn't about fashion or cars or headlines. It was about reassurance. They're here. They're together. They didn't forget. This departure wasn't just a schedule. It was a declaration. After military hiatuses, after silence, after time apart, BTS is moving forward again as one. Their upcoming full-length album Arirang arrives on March 20th. A name that carries history. A name that carries home. The members describe this project as returning to the beginning, as if everything they learned, endured, and became has been poured back into a single moment. And then comes the world. Starting in April, a massive tour unfolds, 34 cities, 49 performances, each stop a reunion, each stage a reminder. But one date stands out above all, June 13th, Busan, their debut anniversary. A night that promises to be less of a concert and more of a shared memory written in real time. Recently, the members said something simple yet heavy with meaning. We will make 2026 the year of BTS. Not as a boast, not as a challenge, but as a quiet truth. And when you step back and look at everything, a song that refuses to fade, an artist who leads without forcing, 7 figures walking forward together again, it becomes clear. This isn't just a comeback. It's a continuation, a story that never stopped being told, even when the world thought it was on pause.